to a media briefing that we don't expect to be too long. The National Chairperson, Comrade Nkosinathi Nhleko, will read the statement on behalf of the officials and will guide after he has spoken on how we're going to manage the taking of hands. Please, sir. Now, once the National Chair has read the statement, we'll allow the colleagues from the media. Sorry, Comrade, can you allow the media to have their own conference, please? We invited people to listen to leadership, not to have other meetings. We really apologize. It's unnecessary. We'll request that the National Chair will read the statement. Given that this media briefing came urgently as a result of the decisions taken by the national officials, we will really request that you bear with us when we're rushing a bit faster, because there are other commitments from the officials that cannot be postponed. But we had to give respect to you, colleagues, so that we can brief our members and the community on what confronted the national officials in their meeting. So we'll cut straight into his National Chair. That we allow the National Chair to read the statement, and then we'll take questions when it's done. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I shall read the statement on behalf of the national officials of Umkhonto weSizwe. The national officials of Umkhonto weSizwe Party, led by our president, held a successful bi-monthly national officials meeting at the KwaZulu-Natal provincial offices from the 26th to the 27th of November. The national officials would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the community of Ward 17 Emandeni local municipality for entrusting Comrade Pelele Mkhwanazi, a dedicated and committed young leader from this community, for being overwhelmingly voted as a ward councillor and a servant of the people. This resounding victory is a clear indication of Umkhonto weSizwe Party's path to power in the 2026 local government elections. The national officials also received a full report from Comrade Duduzile Zuma Sambudla regarding the much publicized matter of young South Africans who are reportedly involved in combat military action in Ukraine. Comrade Duduzile Zuma Sambudla confirmed the contents of an affidavit deposed with the police. Comrade Duduzile Zuma Sambudla has declared her full cooperation with the ongoing investigations by relevant authorities, as a consequence of which Comrade Duduzile Zuma Sambudla has tendered her resignation from the National Assembly and all public representative responsibilities with immediate effect. The national officials have accepted Comrade Duduzile Zuma Sambudla's decision to resign and support her efforts to ensure that these young South Africans are brought back safely to their families. It became apparently clear after the briefing that Umkhonto weSizwe as a party is not involved in the Russia-Ukraine matter affecting these young people. Having taken this decision yesterday and communicating such a decision today, our next step as national officials is to engage the families and explain our position as a party and support them in their efforts for the safe return of these young people. We call on all our members and the public at large to treat this matter with the sensitivity it deserves and to support the families in this difficult time. It is for these reasons that the detail of this particular matter cannot be ventilated in full, and we should all respect that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, National Chair. We'll take 5 hands from the media that we hope will be the last ones, unless there are other matters that will be urgent to address. Yes, dude. The standard procedure will apply. You introduce yourself, the media house you come from, and you'll be advised who amongst the officials will answer those questions. Is it okay?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Annelisa Kupega. I'm from News 24. The national chairperson reading the statement has said that the MK party is not involved in the men that are now currently stuck in the Ukraine, Russia battle zone. Is the MK then disputing all of the information that has been published about how the men ended up being in Russia in terms of them being recruited for training as bodyguards?
Okay.
Morning, colleagues and the leadership. My name is Bongani Hans. I'm from Independent Media. I would like to find out how does Duduzile Zuma how is she mixed with this issue of these guys going to Ukraine? How is she involved? And since she's now stepping down in other responsibilities in the party and in the National Assembly, what is she going to do in order to? How is it going to go about to help these young guys to come back from Ukraine?
Yes, Dada.
Junior Komalo from Newsroom Africa. I think the first question is just in terms of the explanation that was given by Ms. Duduzile Zuma. Did she clarify the number of individuals that went to Russia? Because there's a bit of confusion in terms of how many individuals traveled to Russia. And is there any understanding of their safety? Are all of the individuals that traveled safe? Have you reached out to the family, or are you still in the process of reaching out to the family as Umkhonto weSizwe? Thank you so much.
Okay, the last one. Sure. Yes. Yeah. I can't see you. Unfortunately, once you have a mic, you can just answer. Just ask the question. Okay. Chair, leadership, we seem to have 4 questions.
Is it
It's 4.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Okay. It's all right. I couldn't get your name. Sorry, sis.
My name is
Annelisa Kupega. Okay. From Independent News.
No, from
News 24. Is there a difference?
Yes.
Okay. That's all right. No, look, I would say that with regards to the most of the questions that have been posed, firstly, are questions that some of you, because the affidavit deposed, for instance, by Comrade Duduzile Zuma Sambudla is a public document now. So it would be best also to familiarize yourselves with the content thereof and so on. But also remember that these particular matters are matters that are subjected to an ongoing investigation as we speak. So much as we would like perhaps be interested to ask and know certain things to a particular extent and some detail and so forth, we cannot be in a position to do so precisely because we have got to respect the process that is being undertaken by the respective authorities. Now, all we have said and we are saying is that ourselves as Umkhonto Wesizwe, the party, are not involved in the Russia-Ukraine matter. So, and therefore, in line with that I've just said, the two other questions that have been posed, how is she involved, and so on. So basically, Bongan Hansa, okay. What you're asking when I answer Uguti, you want Comrade Duduzile to stand up and implicate herself. Is that what you want to do?
Not exactly, but
okay.
To explain what happened.
Yeah, but I'm just I'm just saying that the implications of a question are exactly just that. You can't ask somebody to implicate herself, and particularly when the matter is in its entirety is subjected to investigation. So that's the limitation insofar as that is concerned. Similarly, the question of how many individuals traveled abroad and who they are and so on, that's the detail that should be left to investigations. I suspect, ladies and gentlemen, that at an appropriate time we will then get to know as to how the investigation is going and what conclusions would have been arrived at. Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. On the question of whether MK party is disputing the publicly available information, as we say, and it does not go beyond that, the MK party was never involved in the matter of these South Africans going to Ukraine. Now, whatever is public available, if it contradicts the position presented here, can't be entertained by the leadership of MK because factually the MK party as an organization was never involved. In the affidavit that Comrade Dudu presented to the officials, which she signed under oath, there is nowhere in her own account where she claims that MK party was ever involved. So the request is that there is a sworn statement by Comrade Dudu, who has never ran away from any of these processes when asked, other than taking a legal advice not to comment publicly, but instead submit a statement under oath, which has more weight than responding to all media inquiries. So officials had no reasons to doubt that Comrade Dudu can under oath lie to the officials and volunteer to go and open a case and lie under oath. That is why the officials in their own wisdom accepted her account and said they will give, as Dudu herself argues, that is going to fully cooperate with all investigations by any organs of state to find the truth on this matter. That was very satisfying to the officials, and that's why officials said the organization will give her all the support to uncover the truth and safely return these South Africans back to South Africa. So from where the organization is, the matter ends with the organization clarifying its position and Comrade Dudu cooperating with all institutions that are investigating the matter. And unfortunately, she has voluntarily herself, without being called by police, submitted a sworn statement on the account of what happened. And it's true, Chair, families have contacted the leadership of Umkhonto Wesizwe. And as a result, the leadership will now, wiser after having received a full detailed report from Comrade Dudu, meet the families to explain and help them in all the processes that will lead to their family members coming back to South Africa. And I think from our side, Chair, that is what came out in the meeting and is being communicated today. And I know that Comrade Dudu would have loved to address these matters, but the counseling from the leadership and the legal people who are advising is that the statement she submitted, it's enough to help government and the families return these South Africans hopefully safe, and they can reunite with their families. When we're meeting the families, we'll also share with them the details that Comrade Dudu shared with us, and to a point that we might have to give them some of the details that she shared that unfortunately can't be shared with the media, but are contained in the legal document affidavit submitted to the police. I think it does conclude the questions. We will not have a discussion, we'll answer questions. If you are not happy with the answer, we humbly request that you capture the answers as the official position of the organization. The matter is difficult for the organization, it's difficult for families, surely it's difficult for members of Umkhonto Wesizwe and South Africans. We have no intentions of making it a political football to demonstrate who's smarter than the other. The whole intention of coming here was solely to assure our members and South Africans that as an organization, we are not in some processes of contributing into the fight in Ukraine. And from what we read in the affidavit, Dudu herself is not in some processes of recruiting young South Africans to go and fight in Ukraine. We can take 3 questions, Chair, with your permission.
Okay.
And the leadership would guide if there are any things they want to add. Yes.
Okay, I'll just try and be loud. Junior Kumalo again from Newsroom Africa. Just clarity in terms of the resignation. Has she also resigned from the party or just the National Assembly? And as the party, the MK party, do you think this would have an impact on how the MK party is going to perform in the local government elections? And just lastly, this interaction with Ms. Zuma, did it happen after her sister had opened that case? Because you've emphasized how she felt so remorseful, but it seems that she only came forward after her sister opened the case. Thank you.
Okay, last one.
I mean, we've seen Nkosazane, I think she's Dudu's elder sister, complaining and opening a case, against Duduzile. How much has this divided the family of Jacob Zuma, of the former President Jacob Zuma?
Okay. Okay. Were those the last one? Okay. Thanks, colleagues. Manje yabona ke ifamily kaZuma ayikho la. La kune MK party leadership and members of MK. I'm sure if you interact with the foundation, they will speak on behalf of the family. With due respect, we have not even checked who is not talking to who in the family under these difficult conditions. The statement does request that let's not use this as a political matter to campaign. There are families here, there are human beings involved. MK party's got enough material to use to campaign next year. It's got enough human resource to have its own campaign without using this matter. We just won a award at Mandeni, and we'll really avoid the temptation to use this matter as a political matter. Comrade Tutu was never forced to resign. She volunteered to resign because she wanted to focus in helping families return their loved ones. Now, it ends there. There is really nothing. She submitted a resignation today because she could not submit a resignation without taking the leadership into confidence and getting permission to do that. So as far as we know, the resignation's got nothing to do with admission of guilty or the organization finding her guilty. It's her as a disciplined member of MK and the leader realizing that there is this question that the country need to resolve of returning those young people safely at home, and she has requested that she be recused from responsibilities and focus in cooperating fully with all organs of the state who want to find the truth and return those South Africans safe. And I will request that we accept that. I think I answered that. I don't know whether there was any follow-up on that. President and the officials, the media is satisfied with the answers. They will report accurately as presented by the leadership and delete the sentence about the family to indicate that it was in the media briefing of MK Party, not in the family gathering at Nkandla. And if there is anyone from the officials who will allow to address the media, and if there is none, we'll request that we close the media briefing leadership. I think we've reached the end. We really want to both apologize and thank you, comrade and colleagues from the media, for a short notice media invite in a very awkward hour of 11 a.m. And thank you very much for the respect you gave to each other. Thank you. Comrade Tutu will not stop you from taking a walk out without talking to the media, as we have advised the media. When she's supposed to talk to the media, she'll be fully given that right to talk to the media. Thank you.